Does LeBron no longer feel indestructible?
All right, now this feels like a bit of hyperbole because LeBron James is, in fact, a human being, and he has suffered 2 injuries in the last 3 years, which are basically the 2 injuries that he has suffered in his whole career. He had the groin injury 2 years ago, and now he's got the dreaded high ankle sprain. But as hyperbolic as that sounds, you remember hearing that story that Brian Windhurst tells about LeBron in the game twisting his ankle the other way so bad that it looked like a right angle, like his shin and then his ankle hits the ground. And they come talk to him in the locker room and they ask him, is he going to play? And his response was, does he have a choice? And now that guy is out indefinitely with this high ankle sprain. Yeah, it does feel like he's not indestructible. And on top of that, just how bad is this injury for them to be telling us that it is an indefinite injury? Because sometimes you can come back in 2 to 3 weeks off of one of these things. If there was any chance that that was possible, they would have told us that off the top. I have no idea when this dude is going to come back. And yeah, it doesn't feel like he's indestructible. And I'm not sure he's going to get back in time for the Lakers to get everything back together. And oh, by the way, whatever happened to that Anthony Davis guy? All I know is that his calves hurt and he's out indefinitely too. Where they at?
I see. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. I feel like every single year, it's not a big deal, Bo, because to your point, yeah, it could take 2 to 3 weeks. Hell, don't they have like 7 weeks left in the season? It could take 5 weeks and they'd still be fine. Are they going to lose some seeding potentially? Probably without both of those players, but that doesn't really matter right now in the current NBA where there's no such thing as home court advantage. Or for the Lakers, we do this every single year in the regular season, or at least the years that LeBron has won. I remember back in 2012 with the Heat, it's like, can the star of the ill-reputed The Decision, who also faltered in the 2011 finals, overcome the nerds on radio and finally win? And in 2016, like, the Cavs lost like 2 straight games in March, and it suddenly became Kevin Love is the worst, and they only play when they have to. Like, what are we actually doing, Bo? I'll admit I was sitting there last year, right, when they, for 10 days in the bubble, sucked during the preseason. It was like, are the Lakers really as good as we all believe? Should Jeannie Buss sell the team? It's just a joke. This is what we do. We want to create adversary and turmoil for LeBron James. And every single year we do it, especially when we're looking for reasons. It's always blown out of proportion. Yes, this is a high ankle injury, but if you think anything is going to keep LeBron James from joining his team come playoff time, you're crazy. It'll be fine.
We all love LeBron James, especially because this network loves LeBron James. But I refuse to talk about his injury when LaMelo Ball, a much more important injury, just took place. So they're 2 months into the playoffs. The Hornets could actually miss the playoffs, which I know you think doesn't matter, but we know playoff experience matters. And in the 30 games between now and when the playoffs start for the Hornets, they could get knocked out of the playoffs. And LaMelo, we won't get a chance to have that LaMelo showcase that we all deserve, and he won't get that experience that could lead him to becoming one of the league's MVPs in the next several seasons. So yes, it matters. And in a small place like Charlotte, a team that hasn't had very much success, the potential of one of their players winning Rookie of the Year, that matters too. And that's up in the air now too with LaMelo Ball's injury. So I don't care about LeBron's ankle. In 2 months, he'll be fine. Tomorrow, if it was a championship game, he'd be fine. He'd tape it up. He's still indestructible. Let's talk about LaMelo Ball, because not only if he balls out, do we get him back? We get LeVar back. I don't care what you say. I want Mo LeVar in my life.
Now, hold on. Let's talk about how LeBron James just suffered this legitimate serious injury, and Elle out here acting like we making this stuff up, right? Like every time y'all just make it too much. They won't even tell us how hurt he is, but I'm the one that's out here making stuff up. What
Correct.
we got to remember about LeBron, though, and this is the part, forget about indestructible. The dude is 36 years old. Like, we can't just keep assuming that he is going to heal and recover at a rate that he did at a previous point in his career. He'll be back for the playoffs. What's it going to look like when he comes back for the playoffs? And again, did Anthony Davis have his calf amputated? What exactly is going on here? It didn't sound like it was that big a deal before. Now it's making me wonder if he's got a partially torn Achilles.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.